criminal record, and he's a derivative citizenship, then the criminal record does not come into play. But if he needs to make it, or he or she needs to make an independent application, then the criminal record does figure in the process. So maybe this is a reason. But in the actual status, when you get the certificate, whether it is called certificate of naturalization or certificate of citizenship, makes no difference.
So it means that they have the same rights and privileges in terms of getting a federal job or applying anywhere. There's no discrimination of anything.
No, everything is the same.
I see. All right. So that gives a sense of relief to this lady, letter Z, but I'm sure she wanted her daughter to have the derived citizenship. But that's the answer from Attorney Golan. If you would like to have more consultation or, look at their website, you can also call him at 213-383-3222. Now, Attorney Golan, we go by initials because we promised them that this will be private consultation. In other words, we don't go with their names here. Letter D is from Eritrea. And she has already applied for naturalization. She was interviewed actually the first time, but she failed the first examination. Now she was given a second time or a second chance. Her questions are, if she's given the second chance and if she fails it, of course she should be more positive. If she fails it, how many times does she get to be able to pass the naturalization examination? And number two, can she travel out of the country? She's a green card holder, of course, but she's worried that when she travels, she might not make it to the naturalization interview. If she cancels or postpones, will that be taken against her?
Number one, she is given a second chance to take the exam without a need to file a new application. If she fails, then she will not be given a third chance to take the exam. But she's entitled to make a new application and pay a new filing fee, and then she will be interviewed again. And there is no limit on the times she can file a new application. But a second chance on the same application is only twice.
I see. What about her travel to visit her mother out of the country? And then can she cancel or postpone the interview and the schedule for another time?
She can cancel and postpone it, but I don't recommend it because it is very difficult then to go and ask for a rescheduling. Because it may take a long time, it may never happen, who knows. Once they gave you a date, try and use it, okay? Postpone the trip. Postpone the trip. This is a better advice.
I see. Now, Attorney Golan, expanding on this particular question, aside from her failing to answer some of the questions, by the way, how many questions are asked and how many correct answers can she give? In other words, how many mistakes can she commit before she gets a failing grade?
I'm not sure. I believe they ask 10 questions and you need to answer correctly 8.
Now, is this the only reason why they give a failing grade to an applicant, or are there any other factors involved?
There may be other factors. They ask you also to write 1 or 2 sentences in English, and if you are not able to write it in English at the level of grade 4, this is a level of of literacy you need to have in English, grade 4, then they may fail you. They may ask you, answering those questions involves reading, so maybe you know the answers but you cannot read the questions. This is also a reason to fail. Then there are, of course, the other reasons to fail, because maybe you have not spent enough time in the U.S., or maybe there is some defect in the way you obtain your green card. But this is a completely different story.
Now, let us give a picture, at least a scenario to our viewers about the naturalization interview. When an individual is called for an interview, are they asked other questions aside from the tests, or like coming from the application? Will they ask them the same questions about facts about their background, employment, personal history, etc.?
The immigration officer at the naturalization interview has the authority, has the power to ask you anything under the sun, and they can go back and make a re-adjudication really about the way you got your green card. So they may ask you a question about your marriage to an American citizen, or about the employment that you did for the sponsor, or about the way you entered the U.S. originally. They may ask you all kinds of questions.
Wow. So that means just tell the truth. And of course, if people are, they become nervous and they forget the dates, the special information, will that be counted against the applicant?
That depends, If you forget something, just say I forgot. Don't try to invent something. If you don't remember the date, say I don't remember, but don't try to invent a date, because if you say I don't remember, nothing happened. If you provide a date which contradicts the date that is on a previous piece of paper, you have a problem.